What's up everyone, Reggie from ReggieTECH here. I hope you're all doing well and thanks for tuning into the channel. So in this video, we're finally going to be unboxing, mounting, and reviewing this beautiful monitor behind me, which is the ultra-wide 49-inch Samsung G9 gaming monitor. I can't tell you guys how much more stoked I am about this unboxing. I mean, I've been using this monitor for about 2 months, but let me go ahead and stop talking and let's get right into this. Alrighty, you guys. Well, this is a massive box. I'm sorry for the angle. I'm sorry if I don't get certain things in the video. And I don't even know if I'm in the video right now, but whatever the case may be, this is a massive box. On the front of the box, it gives you a nice image of the back of the monitor with a nice view of that arc. And then on the back of the box, there is another nice image from the monitor from an angle. And then on the top, it just says Odyssey G9, Samsung logo up at the top. And then it tells you what it is here, which is the 49G, the 49-inch diagonal gaming monitor. This thing is insane, and let's go ahead and get this unboxed. Fold everything back, and hopefully you guys are seeing everything that I am seeing. So that was the top of the box. We just unboxed it. I see here there is an installation guide. That's pretty nice that they included this. Basically tells you to have 2 people to lift the monitor. It has a cable route that goes down throughout the base of the frame. So just make sure not to step on that. And it basically just tells you what's the best practices on taking this monitor out of the box. There's actually quite a few steps just to get this thing out if you guys are taking a look right now. That's pretty crazy. I do not have anyone else here to help me take this out, so hopefully we are able to get this thing out in one piece. Alright, let's put this right there on the side. Next thing we see is just some specs on the monitor. Yeah, some basic information in a whole lot of languages over here. Let's see, we'll go with the smaller one first. Alrighty, so this looks like it's part of that arc assembly for the back of the monitor. It's pretty clear plastic. It is smoked out, but it does look like it will diffuse light pretty well. So we'll put this aside. Another small thing here. Let's see. Alrighty, so here looks like some kind of bracket assembly, most likely for the stand. And it comes with a bunch of screws. Alrighty. Next up, we do have another baggie that comes with the power cable. It comes with USB 3.0 cable, as well as an HDMI cable. So they pretty much included all the cables you need for this. And then a user manual, just to adjust the tilt of the screen. Next up on this side, we do have the monitor mount arm, and I actually won't be using this. I'll be wall mounting this monitor just because I don't have the space to put this on the stand. But let's take a look at how this looks. And finally, almost, there we go, we have it out. This is actually pretty heavy for a just the arm that holds up the monitor. This is substantial in weight. It has a little mounting bracket over here. This is the whole arm base, beautiful glossy white color. And then you can see that it has that headphone rack, if I can get this thing open. Oh, there we go. So it's a pull down and open kind of thing. And then through this you can route all of your cables. That's pretty much it for that. Next up, we do have the base for this monitor. Let's check this out. They put a bunch of tape on this thing. That's out for the most part. So here's the base. It's a nice black base. It is plastic. Well, actually, feels like it's aluminum. Doesn't feel like it's plastic. The bottom is plastic, but the top feels like it's some kind of aluminum or some kind of metal. That's pretty nice. It's massive as well. And then finally, the last thing that's in here. Oh, actually, there's one more piece. See what this thing is. Let's see. Oh, nice. So this is a cover plate, and that'll cover up all the ports on the back. It's pretty nice that they included that, so if you have this in the center, like in an open desk environment, you don't have to see all the cables and all the ports and stuff. Put this aside as well. That's it for all the accessories that comes with it. And now it's time to try and take this thing out and see how everything looks. So here goes the first piece of styrofoam. You could see that insane curve just on the styrofoam alone. This is going to be exciting. Let's get that out of the way. And the monitor is right here. You can pull back this film. You can take a look at the monitor, how it looks. It looks spectacular, honestly. This is totally just blowing me away, the way that this monitor looks just from the back. It has some nice chrome inlays over here. You can see the huge arc right here in the center. You see all the ports down at the bottom. I'm hoping that you guys can get that in view. And I'm going to try to get this thing out. But before we do, let's get some white gloves. Let's make this a fancy unboxing. Alrighty, white gloves for a white monitor, and hopefully not to damage anything. Let's see here. I'm just going to set it up like that for a second. And yes, I know I'm not following the instructions that they put to remove this thing from its box, but I am alone, as I said before, so gotta kind of get this done on my own. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing taken out, and I will reposition everything so you guys have a better view. Okay, so I was able to get it on the floor. This thing is massive in size, like, oh my gosh. Thankfully, it's not really that heavy, honestly. It's a pretty okay weight. I think the best thing to do, now that I've gotten this thing out of the box, is to go ahead and get it mounted, and then we'll take a look at it after from there. It's going to be a little difficult, but we'll get it done. So this is quite the process, and if any of you do decide to get this monitor, I would highly suggest maybe having someone there to help. But anyways, I just wanted to share this with you guys. I put the monitor right back into its styrofoam just so that it wouldn't get damaged. And this piece right here is actually the VESA bracket. So this is how you're going to mount this monitor to the wall, using this bracket here. So when you have this bracket installed, it comes with the 4 screws for the inside, and unfortunately it doesn't come with any screws for the outside. But thankfully, the monitor mount that I have already has the same type of screws, the same thread size and everything. So I don't have to worry about that. But this piece right here, this little diffuser for the arc, that can only be installed if you're going to be using this on the desk with their arm mount, with the standard arm mount that it comes with. So I just wanted to show you guys that. It was super easy to get this inside. All I did was put this in place and screw in those 4 screws. Now, I would highly suggest when screwing in screws, as the normal, procedure is the best practice, screw them in a diagonal fashion, because as I was screwing these in, I did see that this one was going in further and it was lifting up this side. So what I would suggest is screw this down till it's almost seated. Screw this one in, and then screw that one in, and then tighten all 4 of them up. That's probably the best way to do this without damaging anything. And yeah, I haven't taken off the plastic yet, just in case. But I will get back to you guys in a few with this thing put up. I'm also going to show you guys the mount that I'm using. So let me show you that right now. So I'm going to be using the same mount that I've been using for the other monitor that I had, which was actually TV. But nonetheless, I was using it as a monitor, and I've been using this Amazon Basics single arm extendable wall mount. So apparently this can hold up to, I think, 50 pounds or 45 pounds or something like that, according to Amazon. So hopefully this will work. I mean, the monitor is only maybe like 16 to 20 pounds, so shouldn't be an issue. But the VESA mount fits and it should be fine. The only thing I'll need to do is move this over somewhere else just so that it has enough space for the actual monitor. That thing is massive. But anyways, let me go ahead and get this ready and then I'll get back to you guys in a little while. Alrighty guys, so after a tough measurement and just trying to move everything over, finally got the mount installed where I want it so that I can get a full view of the monitor without it being blocked by walls or the desk or anything like that. And also I just want to show you guys this cool little trick here. So if you don't want the dust to go flying everywhere when you're drilling or when you're taking screws out of the wall, what you gotta do is put a couple pieces of painter's tape together. I actually learned this on TikTok a few days ago. It's a really cool idea and it actually works extremely well. I don't have any dust anywhere else besides in there now. Pretty easy to make, just one piece of tape facing down, another piece of tape facing up, meaning the sticky side is facing up, and then a third piece just facing down, so the sticky is facing down again. And I cupped it, I used it a couple times actually, I moved it around, so it actually worked really well. Kept all this dust in that one spot. Pretty cool. Alright you guys, so it is finally up on the wall. I got it mounted. I've got to say, I've done a ton of TV installations, mounting TVs onto the wall, all sizes, ranging from 40 inches all the way to 80-inch TVs. And this was probably the most anxiety-bringing and scariest installation that I've had to do yet. Just because I've never dealt with a curved monitor or a curved display ever before. This was my first time. So usually, with a TV, you could just lay it down flat on a couch or on a bed or something like that and get everything set up, and then you can grab it easily from the edges. This was much harder. I had to keep it inside of its styrofoam and then pick it up from the top and the bottom in the center, like they have the cutouts for there. And it was just incredibly anxiety bringing. But nonetheless, I got it installed and I wanted to do the first power on with you guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this plugged in and we'll see what happens. Alright, so it is plugged in now. And I believe there are buttons down here on the bottom. And then there's one little button right under this LED indicator. See, I clicked it, and here it is. Turned on for the first ever time. It looks spectacular. Let me go ahead and maybe turn off this flash so that you guys can see how it looks. I mean, I personally am just blown away. I knew that this was gonna be big, and I knew that it was gonna be wide, but I did not expect it, and even with the box, I didn't expect it to be this wide. This is massive, but it is also gorgeous, and it will 100% improve productivity because I can split this into about 3 different screens. I could be running 3 different things at one time, or I could be doing a video edit just on this entire screen. I mean, that gives me a lot of room not to have to scroll back and forth throughout that video play line. But yeah, this thing is gorgeous. I'm gonna go ahead and get my computer hooked up to it, and then we will talk about that stuff, the rest of the stuff after. So while looking through the cables that were included in this monitor's packaging, I saw that it does come with an 8K DisplayPort cable. So that's a pretty insane and heavy duty cable. I don't even have a DisplayPort on my laptop, so I will just be sticking with the HDMI. So aside from this 8K display cable, we also get a USB 3.0 cable, and that's how the connectors look right there. That's pretty much it for the cables that come with this, aside from the power cable. Alright, you guys, so I got it set up, connected to my computer, and all I can say is, wow. This monitor is insane. Talk about an immersive environment. Another thing I want to mention is I did almost get this whole entire place as dark as possible, closed all the blinds, everything, and you can slightly see the ambient light coming out of the arc in the back of the monitor. And that's something that I'm going to show you guys more closely once we get behind the monitor, because it's such a subtle light ambiance. It doesn't affect your eyes. It doesn't really hurt you with the light around the area of the screen. I think it's actually a perfect balance of brightness. So getting the camera off the tripod, you guys can see this awesome keyboard that I recently got. It's actually a mechanical keyboard. I got it on Prime Day. I think it was like $30 for the keyboard and mouse combination. Maybe I'll do a review on this keyboard and mouse in a later video. But it's insanely cool. It has a bunch of different color modes, and it just looks spectacular. So getting on to the back of this monitor. There we go. You can see the arc, and right now I set the arc to do a rainbow color effect as like slowly fading, so that you get the ambiance of all the colors. But there's so many other options I saw while while turning on the monitor and setting it up for the first time. You could set it to a specific color, you can set it to strobe faster, you can set it to do different effects. It's really cool, the customization that you get to do with this thing. And right here you can see the plate that's installed for the VESA mount that it came with. So it really does come with pretty much everything you need. Let me turn on the flash so you guys can see. Right there. So that is the plate that's hooked up to the TV mount, in a sense, the monitor mount, and then it's basically how it's hooked up. And unfortunately I can't put on the little diffuser for the arc, just because I have it mounted to the wall. But nonetheless, the lighting effect is insanely cool. And yeah, that's pretty much it. There was one thing I wanted to do with you guys, and that is to remove this film. So oh yeah, that is the most satisfying thing to do. And here it is. This is the monitor. Oh, I forgot to put on the cover plate, but that's fine. This thing is gorgeous. Beautiful Odyssey logo there. Got my Samsung Notebook Odyssey over here. Ah, just awesome. Alright, you guys, so I've just about got this monitor set up. I did a little bit of wire routing up here. This TV mount does come with, well, monitor mount does come with the little cable route passageway right there, and then you'd route it anyway. This isn't the ideal way I'd like to route these cables, but with the current setup, this is how it's gonna have to be. Oh, and that monitor just looks spectacular. I mean, just look at that glossy finish on the back with the nice chrome inlay right here in the center. Then you can see the LED arc lighting just passing right through this little piece here on the chrome inlay. Now I do wonder if there's a way to set it to pass through the entire chrome inlay. That would be pretty awesome. But nonetheless, I mean, I did show you guys in the dark the color mode that's here. There's a bunch more that you can do. I really like that they included this VESA mount piece here. That makes the world of difference when mounting this monitor. And something that I do want to say that I have done a ton of research on is I can barely find any videos on how to mount an ultra wide curved display. I have done so much research and so many searches just trying to find it. I see people that have them mounted, and I see people that give you advice on how to mount them. And there's, you know, arms that you can mount to a desk. I haven't really seen much people do the wall mount. But the next thing is that there's really no specified designed monitor mount, TV mount, whatever you want to call it, designed to mount one of these devices. This monitor mount in specific, and I had to grab my phone so that I could see the specs for it. I bought this thing over 2 years ago from Amazon. It's an Amazon Basics product, and this is not sponsored by Amazon in any way, but I just want to say that this is one of the best single arm mount monitor mounts, TV mounts that I've ever possibly used. I used it with my TV screen before this. I think that was a 32 inch, which it was specified that it could be used with this. And you guys would see that in my previous videos. I'll probably put a little piece in right now about that. But this monitor mount, it is for 12 inch to 39 inch LED, LCD, flat screen TVs, or monitors, you know, in that matter. But yeah, but the weight capacity for this is why I actually chose to keep this rather than getting something else like a desk arm mount or something like that with gas springs. This monitor mount can actually hold a television up to 40 pounds in weight. So that's why I trust to use this monitor arm for this monitor, even though this monitor is 49 inches, which is a whole 10 inches bigger than the designed screen capacity for this arm. But because it could support the weight, and because this monitor did come with the VESA mount, which was awesome to see, I do trust to use this with it. And this monitor arm can actually hold VESA supports between 75 millimeters to 200 millimeters. So that's a pretty wide variety, and it doesn't take up much space. It gives you an 18-inch reach, so you can spread this out or bring this out to 18 inches, which is awesome. And it does give you great viewing angles because it's that single arm, and you can turn it and twist it any way you want. Aside from that, it also does have this little adjusting bracket so you can adjust the tilt, and it does tilt quite a bit. So you do have some great options when mounting and customizing it to your space. All right, you guys, so that was definitely a doozy. I mean, unboxing this monitor by myself, that was a painstaking and scary process, as well as mounting this thing to the wall. Just the sheer size of this ultra wide monitor, you know, and not really being able to kind of grab it in the right angle without being scared of breaking it, kind of puts the nerves all the way to 110%. But nonetheless, we got this thing installed. I've been using it for about 2 months now, and I honestly have to tell you guys, I can't go back to a regular monitor at all. This monitor, well, let's take it back to the first day that I started using it. So when I first turned it on and I hooked my computer up to it and I got everything configured, everything up and running, and the resolution set, as well as finding a really cool background for it, I was a bit confused and kind of stunned on how to actually get comfortable with using this monitor. At first I was like, maybe I made a bad decision with this purchase. But after about a day or two of using the monitor, I have absolutely no complaints, no questions in my mind that this was the best purchase that I have ever made in regards to my little home office computer setup. This monitor aids in productivity so well. I can have about 3 windows open at the same time, so I could be doing 3 different things, or I can have, my video editing software just open wide on that one screen and just be editing the whole entire video, from the one screen and not having to scroll too much to see the different endpoints of the videos. I honestly can't use another monitor after using this one. From this day forth, I just don't want to use any other monitor besides this one. It's just so convenient, and it just aids in your productivity levels. So I always have my laptop screen open, even when I had the smaller monitor. And on the laptop screen now, I could just have my Windows Explorer folders open so I can view all my files, drag my files to my video editing software. I can, be viewing, something on YouTube on this screen and just editing a video on this screen. I can't tell you guys how happy and how glad I am about making this investment. So this monitor has a ton of settings, and you can get those settings set up straight from the monitor itself. It also comes with those wires that I showed you guys before in the unboxing, and it really does make everything simple for you. There's nothing complicated about setting this monitor up besides if you want to get it wall mounted, and yeah, that was a process. But getting back to the settings, it has one single button, which is the power button. That also acts as a joystick, so you can get through all the settings on the monitor. You can change things like refresh rate, you can change things like the colors, you can change your picture settings, customize them the way you want it. My favorite option on that menu is probably the eye saver mode. So if you're on the computer for long periods of time, and if you use your computer like at nighttime and stuff like that when there's no lights around you, that eye saver mode aids in you just being more comfortable with using it. When the eye saver mode isn't on, the monitor is far brighter. When the eye saver mode is on, it looks like you're looking through a blue light filter lens. I used to wear blue light filter lenses just for the computers and stuff like that, anything with a screen, because I developed a light sensitivity issue, which is now not here anymore. But nonetheless, it's good to have these options on your computers or on any device. Blue light filter, eye saver mode, they all help with the health of your eyes. Your eyes are something that you don't want going bad because you're on the computer all day long. So that's definitely my favorite feature about this. Other things is playing video games on this monitor is just insane. Everything just looks so nice. And if your console or if your computer can support, or if the game can support that aspect ratio of this monitor, it just looks insane. Another cool feature about this monitor is that it actually does have an audio out port built right into the back of the monitor where all the other ports are. So I ended up moving my speaker cable from directly connected to my computer to directly connected to the monitor, and that really does clear up the area over there. One less wire is always better, as well as making everything seamless to use with the monitor. I really do enjoy that they added that into the monitor. So I had this monitor pre-ordered since June or since May of 2020. And when the order did finally process, I was just so excited, as well as being excited that there was a huge price drop from the original price point of the monitor. I think before tax I paid a total of $13.50 for this monitor, which is an insane deal. I got it off of Amazon. And if they're still in stock anywhere, I'll be leaving links down in that description box below if you guys want to check them out. This is definitely a monitor that I would say, if you have the money and if you need something like this for productivity, if you're on your computer a lot and you do a lot of different things, video editing, gaming, all those kinds of things, I would definitely say this is something to look to invest in. It is an investment and it's an expensive one, so definitely, think wise about why you need it and why you want to have it. Samsung does have another 49-inch ultra wide monitor. It's not as flashy as this. It doesn't have all these bells and whistles, you know, the chrome and the arc on the back. That arc is probably one of my favorite things about this. You guys already know I'm a huge fan of Iron Man, so having the arc on the back there, and you know, it just displaying all those different colors. And actually you can customize that setting if you choose to from the monitor directly, but the arc just displays all these nice ambient colors. In the dark it looks really cool. It's not extremely bright, so it doesn't, you know, hurt your eyes or look weird. It's a nice subtle light, and it just adds to the nice features of this monitor. So I think that's about all that I'm going to say about this monitor right now. I'll probably do an update video in a couple months about the monitor and how I'm using it and how it's working out. So with that being said, if you guys enjoy content like this and you want to see more just like it, consider subscribing to my channel. If you guys enjoyed this video, go ahead and smash that like button down below. And if you guys have any questions or comments at all, go ahead and drop them in that comment section below and I'll be quick to answer them. So with all that being said, everyone, I hope you all stay safe, stay well, and stay healthy. I'll see you all next time.